Hello and welcome back to another Tech Talk. My name is Matt and today we're going to be talking about what APAS is and why it's good to have on products, as well as what tests are needed to pass APAS certification. We'll also touch on green building codes, mainly VOC content and why that may be useful to know. The Australian Paint Approval Scheme, also known as APAS, is used to ensure that surface coatings and related products conform to the requirements set out by the National Building Code and other regulations. This means that the product will perform where it is required and customers or clients do not have to test for themselves. Green building codes are less to do with how the coating performs, but rather is the product safe to use. Generally, the certification we go for is the VOC or Volatile Organic Compounds content, meaning that while our product is used, there is a minimum number of volatiles in the air. VOCs are hazardous due to the volatile nature of the chemicals and compounds. These chemicals can be air pollutants, which harm humans, animals, and the environment by causing nausea, toxicity, or in some cases, be carcinogenic. This is why keeping a minimum number of VOCs in any product is vital to safe installation and quick dissipation to ensure you and your clients are not exposed while installing or living with the coating. So, what are the testing requirements for APAS? Chemical emissions testing is a bit more involved, however, the results are fairly simple to understand. Essentially, it's testing the amount of VOCs that are released from the coating after it has cured. The lower the values, the better the air quality. How is this done? Well, samples are made and left to cure, then at the 1, 3, 7, and 14 day mark, absorbent materials made to the VOCs contained in the samples are used. Those absorbent samples are exposed to the air in a chamber for a set time, then airtight sealed away for testing. The collected vapor from each sample was desorbed by solvent and analyzed using gas chromatography. The VOCs are then calculated using toluene as reference. Sparta was around 23 micrograms per square meter per hour, with the recommended maximum being 500 micrograms per square meter per hour. This value means that Sparta scored a low TVOC emissions value, which is exactly what we want. Tabor abrasion determines how resistant a floor is to wear. Weighted abrasive wheels are placed onto a rotating disc, similar to the stylus of a vinyl record player, except on two sides of the disc. The disc is a small, coated or casted sample of the coating being tested, which is then rotated and the abrasive wheels run over the surface to simulate a dirty shoe. The disc is then removed and measured for loss of material, which tells us how resistant the coating is. Dry slip testing determines if a floor is likely to contribute to slips, trips, or falls on a dry surface. The test uses a tool nicknamed the tortoise, which uses rubber feet similar to the wet pendulum test for P ratings. The two ratings given are slippery or not slippery, with slippery feeling like wearing socks on tiles all the way to walking on ice, and yes, the floor is dry. Impact resistance shows how big of an impact is needed to create permanent fractures in the coating. This test is performed by dropping a large weight onto an indenter guarded by a tube. The height required to fracture the coating determines the energy needed, with higher energy values being preferred. Critical radiant flux is a little weird to understand, but the test makes a lot of sense. Cement sheeting is coated with a product and left to cure. Once cured, the sheet is then placed into an oven of sorts, with a flame and heater at one end. The board is then burnt, and where the burning stops is the CHF value, with higher values being better. The air released from this test is then analyzed for smoke content, with lower content being better. So there you have it. Those are the 5 tests surface coatings are required to pass before obtaining an APAS accreditation. Most APC products are APAS accredited, giving installers and their customers peace of mind when choosing APC systems. That's all from me today, but if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.